pushing the button at number 4 and the dog was not paying attention in certain times. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. It's not down to the collar. The collar was delivering the correct stim level that you chose. It's just down to what the dogs are doing at the time. So the crucial question was, what level do you have the collar on? What is the dog doing at the time? And where is the collar position? Now, you hit the button and it worked at level 4. What were the dogs doing? If your dog's comfort zone is here, and you push this level, and this is his excitement level, he's not really going to pay attention until he's quite trained to know what he's looking for, because that might be enough to interrupt him. If it's a new training area, you're going to have to go with the collar and get it up above the dog's excitement or comfort level, and this all depends on what they are doing at the time. So if the dog has a high level of drive, you're going to have to increase the level of the collar. When you're introducing the collar to the dog, you recommend using low level stim to get the dog recognized. Then you can start introducing vibration. Quite often people are using these remotes on deaf dogs just to get their attention at the vibration level only. Position of the collar. You've got to remember that when you put these on, these are what's called it's a TENS machine for a dog, which stands for transcutaneous electronic nerve stimulation. So you're stimulating the nerve transcutaneous through the skin in order to get the muscle to get a tingle. Now, if you touch one of these probes on the dog collar and you push the button, nothing will happen. If you touch 2, it will actually do the connection. If you lined up 20 school kids and the one put one finger on the one probe and then the last one put the other finger on the other probe, they would feel it because it would travel through them. You create that connection. Now what's happening is that's a localized stimulation, so it's same as going to a physiotherapist and they put a probe on this part of the muscle and a probe on that part of the muscle, and they run their TENS machine through the muscle to give you that tingling sensation. So that's exactly what's happening with the dog. Now if you move that TENS machine from the physiotherapist onto a different part of the muscle, and it's now touching maybe it's touching a nerve or there's more sensitive part of the arm, you're going to feel it differently even though you haven't adjusted the dial. Same with the dog. If you find that you've got the collar on the dog's neck and it is touching a muscle, then it will feel different as if it's touching somewhere else. So you've got to be aware that when you push the button, you are going to have to take into consideration all of these variables. What level do you have the collar on? What is the dog doing at the time? And where is the collar position? Now, you don't know that third variable. So what you have to do is be guided by the dog's reaction. So you would start at a lower level of correction on the collar, and then what you would do is monitor how the dog reacted. Now, just be aware as well, if the dog's a fair distance away and you've got a collar on the dog and you push the button, the radio signal, you'll push the button and you might give them a snick on some collars, which is just a short, sharp little pling, or you might give them an extended correction. But just be aware that if you push the button and then there's a radio signal going through the air to the dog, it might take time to get to the dog and correct the dog. If you push the button and the dog doesn't respond, there might be a correction on the way. You don't want to push the button until you're sure that the timing has happened. Now, that sort of thing varies on the quality of the remote, also the distance. You might find that the longer distance remotes give you a little bit of a faster response time. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be going zip, zip, and then the dog's not reacting, turn it up 2 levels, then you go zip, zip real quick, and then you get the first reaction and there's another 2 higher levels coming along. So that's not going to be a good thing. So after you've tried the collar on yourself and you've seen what it's like, what sort of response you get, you can put it on the dog and start seeing and monitoring what levels are appropriate under what circumstances. So just remember those 3 things. What is the dog doing at the time? What level do you have the collar on? And just be aware that the position of the collar will alter the dog's reaction, so you're being guided by the dog's reaction. We'll talk further about these, but if you'd like to chat to one of our dog trainers, maybe book in a consultation or a chat over the phone. They can give you some advice, and we're always happy to advise as well. So jump onto the website www.thedogline.com.au. Just remember, look around for a decent quality remote trainer because you want to make sure you get the results you're after. Okay, folks, thanks very much for chatting. We will see you again soon.